do you support reparations for American descendants of slaves?
How can you possibly justify taking money through force taxation from someone today who was never a slaver, whose families were never slavers, who has never been involved in slavery in any way, and giving it to someone today who was never a slave, who has never been a slave, whose parents weren't slaves, whose grandparents weren't slaves? None of that is to diminish the horror of slavery, but to say that reparations is a nutso solution.
Did America benefit from slavery?
I didn't.
But did America's history benefit from slavery?
I mean, no.
All right, so I'm going to ask this very, very, very directly. It's a very way of wording this. Did your parents receive anything from the New Deal, and specifically Social Security?
Perhaps not yet. They probably will.
So
perhaps
you don't.
Social Security.
Yeah, American descendants of slaves were excluded from Social Security as a means of public policy. So when you look at the position that American descendants of slaves are in, that's generational poverty. So you're going to have to be very explicit about the reason why you're doing this thing. We have to recognize that the assets were taken from American descendants of slaves, and it's the federal government's job to redress them.
Hundreds of years ago, I would have supported it at the time.
At the time, we're talking about the 80s, my friend.
We're talking about slavery.
We're talking about as recent as... No. Let's not do that. If we stay on slavery, we're going to be stuck there forever. It's slavery that led to Jim Crow, that led to redlining, that led to the war on poverty, that led to the war on drugs, that led to situations that even your partner cited.
Yeah, and
that's the government's job.
But you want to respond to that today by discriminating again on the basis of race,
No. It's
reinforcing the divides.
It's
Again, instead of, I mean, we can't go back and change the past. We have to move forward without reinforcing divides, without discriminating on the basis of race, without taking from one group to give to another. We have to move forward for equality for all, not try to look backward and do all that.
We have...